Here we go. Okay. In the order that I see you, first one is Prudhvi. Prudhvi, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Hello, Rajiv ji.
Hello, sir.
So I'm just reaching out to address one of my H1B application and to seek your guidance on the best way to proceed for this year.
Ji.
So currently I'm working for Capgemini and my H1B got selected during second lottery process.
Okay.
But simultaneously I have received an external job offers which led to an H1B application being initiated by the external companies.
Right.
However, I did not accept the offer, and now I have discovered that multiple H1B applications were filed, almost 11 in total.
Ouch.
So, few of them were filed through sister companies as well on my behalf without my consent. So, I got to know that USCIS is currently reviewing the matter of multiple H1B filings, which may potentially impact my status in the United States, right? So,
Well, I
how
don't
can I
think
proceed
it's.
further?
I don't think they are going after people's status. I think they are going after. So far, what I have seen, they are going after people who are applying after having been applicants for multiple lotteries. So if you apply for an H1B, you have exposure. But if you
Right.
do not apply, I don't think they're going to go after 500,000 people. I doubt that very much.
Okay. So can I proceed my application through Capgemini in
Now,
this case
I think
for the
I
second lottery?
think that's exposing yourself to some very serious questioning.
Okay.
What makes sense to me is to apply the next year and take your chances. See, applying through multiple companies is allowed by law as long as
Yes.
they are genuine jobs and there is absolutely no connection in the companies. So that's where
Yes.
the problem is. Okay?
So yeah, I don't think there is no connection in all these companies.
That's not possible. If you asked one company to apply for you and 11 companies applied without your knowledge, these companies have to be connected with each other. Okay?
Right.
So my advice is no, not this year. All right?
Okay.
Good luck.
Sure, Raju.
All right, bye-bye. Vivek Dikshit. Vivek ji, go ahead.
Hello, Rajiv ji. My question is I'm on H1B visa currently. My H1B visa started in October 2022, and I was working with full time with my company until June of this year. So 9 months till June I spent on H1B. After that, I got laid off, and 2 months grace period I got, in which I couldn't find a job in the US. So currently I have returned to India. My question to you is, so these 9 months that I spent on H1B have already elapsed. If I continue to be in India for a longer period, will the H1B period also be deducted? Like the 3 years that I
नहीं
have,
नहीं
will it be
नहीं
deducted from that? Or
विवेक जी, only your physical presence within the USA should be counted, nothing more than that. So you should still have 5 years and 3 months left when you apply for an H1B, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years down the line. Okay?
okay, so even if I return after 1 year, I will still have the whole period intact.
You will. Not whole period, 5 years and 3 months. You only
Yeah,
taken
right.
9 months. Right. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Good luck. Nikita Ahuja. हाँ मैम बोलिए.
Hello, Rajiv, sir. Yeah, so my question is so I also had a similar case like Vivek. So I was laid off in June,
जी.
but fortunately, I was able to secure a job within the 60-day grace period.
जी.
Now, the thing is, so my H1B started in November 2018. So I have until November 2024 for my 6 years of H1. And my other company had started my perm process, but that due to the layoff, they couldn't finish it, so it has to restart again. Now, the thing is, I only have about like 1 year, 2 months on my H1, and that's not enough time, right,
नहीं
to process.
Nikita,
Yeah.
you have a lot of time, right? You have, after this you have another 3-year extension, don't you?
No, so it started in 2018, right? My H1.
Acha,
So
your H1 started in 2018. And you
yeah,
said you have no time outside the US during this time?
I only have about like 45 days, so that counts until like January 2025.
2025.
So
That's
that,
actually, hang on, let's see. So about 7 months to get prevailing wage. So
yeah.
that brings us to September, October, November, December, January, February, March. After March, another 4 months is all you need. 4 or 5 months, maybe 6 at the most. I think if you move fast enough, Nikita, you'll be all right.
Okay, because my employer told me that they will start my green card from day one itself.
Perfect.
Um,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
exactly what we want. And remember one thing, what happens if there's a gap between your ability to extend the H1B and expiration of the current H1B? You just go outside USA for a couple of months or whatever time it is.
okay.
Remember that you can get an H1B extension based upon two events. One is time based and the other one is stage based. If
I
your
see.
PERM gets approved, your I-140 gets approved, you are immediately
Yeah.
entitled to a 3-year H1B extension.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah.
other hand, the time-based one is the one that people don't know about a lot. Once your PERM is filed and it has gone past or reached its first year anniversary, whatever
Yeah.
stage you are at, you are immediately entitled to 1-year extension. So
Yeah.
the race is to either get I-140 approved or 1-year pendency of the PERM application. I think you'll be all right. You don't have time to dawdle, but you certainly should be okay.
Yeah. And you said about staying outside of the country for a few months. So is that something that employers generally support? Like when there is such a
Well,
case like that, are they very supportive?
that depends upon
Yeah.
the employer. If you were a part of our team, I couldn't care where you're working from. We are
Okay.
all working off the cloud, so it doesn't matter. If you are working on some sort of technology that requires you to be here, or the client wants you to be here, or there is a export restriction on the technology, then I guess. So it's up to the employer. It's not really anything to do
Yeah.
with law. So each employer
I
is different.
see. And
Okay.
okay. And just my another question is, so in case, I run out of time and everything, so my husband has his I-140 filed, and you mentioned like in one of your talks that, if you like package the application in some like, H1 amendment, then H4 EAD comes
Yeah.
in like 2 weeks itself. So I
Yeah.
was wondering, so if I stay with my same employer, will I be able to switch from H1 to H4 EAD without having any like period of unemployment in between in such a case?
It all depends. Our own team was reporting after they heard me say that. They said, don't be
Yeah.
too sure. Government is sometimes
Okay.
not giving us the benefit of the agreement that
I
they've
see.
reached. And I wasn't very happy about that. I said, that's absolute nonsense. That's contempt of court. And one of
Yeah.
my colleagues said, okay, Rajiv, then take them to court. I said, yeah, you're right. I mean, if I can't take them to court because it costs time and money, obviously
Yeah.
they'll get away with anything. So at least in the books, it's there. It's good legal practice to attach a copy of the agreement reached by USCIS in that litigation and state that you're supposed to do this. So make sure you take care of it in one bundle.
Okay.
Okay.
So in that case, will I be able to move from H1 to H4 EAD like smoothly, like
Well,
without any
that I just
gaps?
answered that question. The smoothly part is the one we don't know about. Theoretically,
I
yes.
see.
Practically, I do not know. All right.
Okay.
Good
Got
luck.
it. Got it. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Gupta ji, Amandeep.
Yes, sir. So my question is, I was actually laid off in the month of June. So my grace period is until 23rd of August. I'm on H1B visa. So I filed a transfer petition with the other employer B, but I haven't joined them yet.
Okay.
So my question is, if I have another offer from company C, but they won't be able to file within grace period, so can I still use company B as a bridge to file
Oh,
for
yeah.
C?
Absolutely. So the way this works is, let's say you have A, B, and C apply for you. A files within the grace period, the transfer. B and C successively file outside the grace period. Your ultimate aim is to join C. Then both in A and B are your bridges, if A's petition fails or B's petition fails, C will be approved, but you'll have to go outside for visa stamping. Same for B and A. If B's gets approved, if for B's approval to come through, A must be approved. A gets denied, you just have to go outside for visa stamping. Mexico is, I was looking at Ciudad Juarez today, it's only 4 days waiting time for a H1B appointment, so it doesn't look like a big deal to me.
Okay. And then the consulate processing would be, do you know if there's any chance of getting rejected there?
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. Rejected though, I don't know, but definitely they can delay you with a 221G. It depends upon the job. I don't have enough time to go over all the variables, but the most important one is whether you are working in-house or at a client site. Client sites tend to be a tougher inquiry, but if you are working at a client site for an established company, that should be okay. Hard to say, too many variables, but it's not like you have 10,000 choices. It's got to be done. Okay.
Sure. One last question, sir. I'm on H1B, but my wife is on H4. She's working on EAD. While I'm using this company as a bridge to file for company C, my wife can still continue to work for her employer, right?
Discuss it with your lawyers. There are some kinks there, but as a general principle, yes, she can.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck, sir. Shuklaji, go ahead.
Namaste, Rajiv ji.
Namaste, sir.
Yeah. So my wife is a professor here, and her EB1A I-140 just got approved this May 2023. And now you know the business of like priority date EB1 shifting also a lot. And they say like it's artificial, it will come back to 2022 in October or something. So I just wanted to know, based on your experience, is there a possibility of it being current in October, and how does it work? Like how these have retrogressed so much, and what is the quota system and everything?
I think I wrote the process and the glitches in the process. It should be probably on our website.
Okay.
And the way it works is basically there are a bunch of rules. So let's say you have X thousand visas per country, okay, in a particular category. They have to be handed over based upon certain rules and statistical projections. So the rules are like, for example, in each trimester you cannot allot more than 30 or 25% of the quota, something like that. And the quota has to be determined based upon the projections of anticipated applications, both at the consulates as well as adjustment of status 485s. So they do all this, and sometimes they are so far off the mark that at the end of the fiscal year, you know, the government fiscal year begins on October 1st. So at the end of the fiscal year, they all of a sudden run out of visas. And they say, oh, we have to retrogress. And when they retrogress, they overbalance because their projections were so far off the mark. I think they could use some of that AI, Shuklaji, that you work with.
Yeah. Yeah, but do you think it could come to current this October? Is there a possibility?
It's difficult for me to predict based upon the number of filings we are doing of O1s and A1s. I think we have a lot of filings. I mean, EB1, A, B, and C, all three of them are at their peak right now. We are doing so many filings.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and all A, B, C are in the same category?
No. Like, yeah, the numbers are allotted under EB1. They don't care whether it's A, B, or C.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Good luck, sir.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Ravi Kiranji, go ahead, please.
Hi, Rajiv. My H1B is approved, and currently I am on a B1 visa.
Okay.
And my H1B is approved with a change of status from October 1st.
Wonderful.
I just want to check, when can the I-9 be verified, or the timelines for...
See, the I-9 verification, first of all, if I remember the rules correctly, they have to do the I-9 verification within 3 business days of you joining them. So it doesn't have to be done beforehand. Okay.
Okay.
So past October 1st, they should be able to do it. When you join them, within 3 business days, they can I-9 verify you.
Okay, so that is the how should I put it? If I join them on 1st of October, by 3rd of October they should be able to do it.
Right.
If I join them on 1st of November, then it's going to be 3rd of November.
Exactly. So it's not like you have to get it done beforehand. It's when you actually join them.
No. My question here is, what is the latest time that I can get onboarded to them?
Okay, so that has nothing to do with I-9. Okay, so let's say I get my now you are on OPT, right?
No, I'm on B1.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Okay, you are on B1. Okay, now what will happen is the moment and your H1B has been approved effective October 1st, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that means you don't have the discretion of unlimited time. So basically, your status beginning October 1st is H1B, right? That much is understood. Now, the question then modifies to how much time can I take off before I join the employer? Okay. Now, theoretically, there is really no limit on that time. But as a practical matter, USCIS would consider you to be out of status if there is not a good reason. For example, if there were a medical reason, heaven forbid that you had some issues, the maximum I have done is 1 year out of work and still be able to maintain status. Okay, but that was a very good medical reason. Now, I think up to a few weeks, like maybe the Department of Labor will give you 60 days to join. USCIS has no rules on this, but if you have some specific reason and good reason, the employers can accommodate you. Employers can accommodate personal requests from the employees for paid or unpaid time off if it is being done to accommodate the employee. So can you take some time off? Yeah, you can. How much? The less you take, the better. I would say no more than 60 days, as close to 2, 3, 4 weeks as possible. Does that help?
Got it. Yeah, that answers my question. Thank you.
Good luck. Tushar ji. Tushar Goyal.
Hello. This is Shubhangi, Tushar's friend.
अरे ये क्या बेट एंड स्विच? शक्ल किसी की दिखा रहे, आवाज किसी की निकाल रहे?
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. Shubhangi ji, go ahead, please.
Yeah. So I want to ask 2 questions. One is for my friend. Her lottery got picked up in the second lot this time, but she's in India.
Okay.
And her flight back is on 30th of August. So is there any legal issues that she is going to face at the immigration office or any other issues?
Hang on. Is she currently on OPT, CPT? What is she doing?
She's on F1 OPT.
First years, last 2 years, what is she doing? Which one?
First year.
Okay, well, yeah, as long as she meets the requirements for an OPT entrant, there is absolutely no problem. Just because she's been selected in the lottery doesn't put a target on her back. It's absolutely no issue.
Okay, and my second question is for myself. My company is not sponsoring me for this coming lottery session, and I am on F1 OPT right now. Is there any other legal options that I can put my lottery if I do not get a job until March or maybe
so your question
February?
is, can lottery be divorced from an employer or from a job? The answer is no.
Okay.
An employer has to apply for you.
Okay, got it.
All right.
And the only option is that going through the. Is there any option going through like any agency while I'm working with my current company?
Well, you can, as long as it's a genuine job. These agencies are not acquiring a very good reputation when one person, one company applies through 11 other companies. And that's why it makes me very nervous, because if the companies are good and reliable and ethical, I don't see any problem with going with it. They can apply while you are still working for this employer, no problem. As long as the job is genuine and the companies are not inclined to shady practices.
Right.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome. You. Bye-bye. Venkatji, go ahead, please. Venkat Rami, I can't read the last part. Venkatji?
Yeah, hi Rajoji, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, sir. How are you?
All well, thank you.
Yeah, sir, actually, my visa is going to expire 30 September 2023, and my extension has been approved already. So, actually, I'm planning to visit Canada a couple of days, month of August, I mean, in this month. So, I just came to know that with few of my friends, that if I travel outside and state, then while coming back, I have to get stamp based on my I-797, the new one which was approved. Is that correct, sir?
Venkataji, 1 second. So you have your current status is OPT, is that what you said?
No, I am on H1B.
You are on H1B. And you are maintaining status, you are working?
Yes.
Okay. And you want to go to Canada for visa stamping, correct?
No, I just want to visit my father-in-law for a couple of days.
Okay, if you just want to chill out, hang out in beautiful Canada, as long as your trip is 30 days or less, you don't need a visa to come back. You just need your I-94. You can write this down. This is called automatic visa revalidation, AVR. Okay.
Okay, AVR.
Yeah,
okay.
It is a well-known procedure. It is quite tried and tested. It only has 2 conditions, in addition to, of course, that you're maintaining status. One condition is that you are going for 30 days or less, or is it, I think, less than 30 days, something like that, 30 days or less. And second, you do not apply for a visa and get rejected. So if you applied for an H1B visa and got rejected, you cannot come back on AVR. But if you don't apply for a visa, you're just going for a trip, drink some Tim Horton coffee or whatever, and you just come back, no issue.
Okay, so my I-94 will not affect, correct? They will give based on my new I-797.
Yes, sir. Make sure you talk to your lawyers. Make sure you have a proper I-797. I would just carry my W-2s and a letter from the employer confirming the appointment. They don't usually ask for all that, but it's better to have it than not have it.
Yeah, so actually my employer immigration team suggests not to go without a valid stamp, so that's why.
Why? I mean, this is a very well-tested procedure.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Arkish Shaji. Arkish. Shah, I can't hear you. Arkish ji? Oh, you're mute again. All right, why don't you figure out your audio, and I'll go on to the next person in the meantime. Prajyot ji, go ahead, please.
Yes, okay. Hello, Rajiv. Yes, so I actually had
one second, Prajyot. Can you hold on? Sure. I think Arkish is back. Arkish, go ahead, please.
Yes, sorry for that. Yes. So I had a question for my H1B transfer. So basically, on 11th of August was my last day with my previous employer, and I'm expecting a couple of offers by the end of this week. So my question was about when would be the good time to start with, because so the thing is that I guess when we submit the H1B transfer application, we get a receipt, and basically on the acknowledgement receipt, sometimes we can actually start working for the employer.
No, hold on. Okay. Let me back you up a little bit. Yes. So let's do a rough thing of time estimates and also the law.
Sure.
So the law says this law is called H1B portability. Okay. Under H1B portability, if somebody has been maintaining H1B status, which means date of termination or separation plus 60 days or the time remaining on your I-94, whichever is less. So if you get your H1B filed within the grace period and you had been maintaining status earlier, the law requires you to, the law allows you, it doesn't require you, it allows you to start working as soon as the paperwork is received by the USCIS or you have the receipt to do so. Okay.
Correct.
Now, that's the law. But as a practical matter, remember it takes about 7 to 10 days to get the H1B filed because just getting the LCA takes 7 days.
Correct.
Okay. So.
Yes, and so the next question was that if at all, let's say that before like they are about to file as a premium processing. So now let's say that if at all I start working with them, what happens to my grace period? Basically, so while I'm within the grace period, does that grace period stops right there?
I actually looked at the law. Okay.
Okay.
There was an interesting, weird little issue here. First of all, as I recall correctly, you have a 60-day grace period with each petition. So let's say you used 55 days and then you transferred employer. For some reason it didn't work out. You didn't like your manager and you said, you stink, I'm leaving. Again, you have 60 days. Okay. Then the next place you went, those guys, for some reason, you didn't have, you had a separation. Again, you have 60 days, even if you use 35 or 40 or even 59 days. Okay. So it's not like you have only lifetime 60 days, number one.
Correct. Okay.
Now, a situation like yours where you would have a fear is, okay, so I started working on my receipt and then what if this doesn't work out? So there are two ways this can be handled. If the H1B is never approved, I don't think you have any grace period. I think you are okay only as long as the H1B was pending. And then you have to leave. Okay.
Okay.
But if the H1B is approved and you never joined, I think you still have 60 days.
Okay. Makes sense. And let's say that if my current, I never joined them, right? Like, for example, if it is filed right now, but somehow for any reasons, it doesn't get approved, right? And I do not start working with them. I'm still I'm still unemployed right now before, like, so I only start working with them once my H1B is completely approved. So in that scenario, if at all I never start working with them and if it's not approved, does that harm my current 60-day grace period or not?
No. Your 60-day period remains unaffected. That clock does not does not get destroyed just because the H1B was interrupted or destroyed. That original 60-day grace period is still maintained.
Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Pradyotji, go ahead, please.
Sure. Hi, Rajiv. So my question, this is for my friend. So my friend recently got laid off, but luckily in this 60-day period, he secured a job and the transfer has started. So unfortunately, in this process, he got convicted in reckless driving. So
I think he has written to me.
Okay, in 40 days. Okay.
Yeah, I think he has written to me because I didn't have time to respond to all my messages. I think he has written to me. I'll be in touch with him. I'll see what needs to be done. Don't worry. I'll take a look at it. Okay. Good luck.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye. Anji Chuk Sahab.
Hello, Rajiv. Okay, so I'm on a STEM OPT visa right now, and luckily I got selected in my second lottery for H1B.
Very good.
Now my employer is sponsoring, and I had a question regarding the H1B filing with change of status versus consular processing. So my employer typically goes with the consular processing, whereas like I've heard with all my friends, their employer files with change of status, and I've been reading about like what are the differences between the two. And if I'm not wrong, I got to know that like I can travel with change of status, but the problem is like when I go for the stamping to my home country or somewhere for the stamping, there might be a chance that they can deny it or push it for
hang on. You have to go for visa stamping in both cases. The only difference is if you get a change of status, you can continue on your H1B as long as you're inside the USA, you're legal to work. But if you opt for consular processing, as soon as your current EAD or employment authorization expires, You have to go out, get a visa stamping, and come back.
Okay. So there is no risk involved in either of the case then?
Yeah, I'm not fond of consular processing. Never know how long they're going to take at the consulate. I would rather have you do a change of status and then pick your time and go to Mexico or Canada to get your visa stamping. You know, that's the way I would handle it. But everybody is different. Your preferences and your variables are different than mine. But if
Okay.
everything else was even, I would never ever do consular processing. Never.
Okay. And can I travel? Like I already had my travel plans for September next month to Dubai to visit my family, but now my H1B got picked, and my employer will be applying, processing my
No,
H1B. So I
you
cannot
have
travel.
you have two choices. Either you come back and then apply for H1B, or you wait to travel until the H1B is approved, then go get a visa stamping, or wait outside, get the H1B approval, go for visa stamping. I mean, it does complicate things that you might need a visa stamping if you do not apply it after you come back.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
Good luck.
Okay. That's it. Thank you.
Bye bye. Sharma ji, Abhishek ji, go ahead.
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ, कैसे हैं आप?
ਮੌਜਾਂ ਨੇ ਜੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੋ ਕੀ ਹਾਲ ਚਾਲ ਹੈ?
ਵਧੀਆ ਜੀ, ਵਧੀਆ. So I have a situation here. So my previous employer might have applied multiple H1Bs for me. It was a consultancy firm, but my current employer H1B got picked up in a second lottery. So is there any way I can figure out how many H1Bs were applied on my name, and will it be an issue?
Yeah, definitely it is an issue, but can you find out other than talking to the employer? I don't know of any other way you could do that, Sharma ji. I think you have to talk to the employer. And,
okay, so they told me they just did it once, but I highly doubt them.
I would, if I were you, I would get it in writing, or depending upon the law of the jurisdiction you are in, I would even record the call. This may be illegal. Make sure it's legal in your jurisdiction, and there is no federal law that stops you from doing it. Recording calls. Some states are one-party consent states, which means if two people are talking, and again, I am not an expert in this area. You need to double check this. I think Virginia, for example, is a single consent state where if two people are talking, now this is not telephone conversation, because telephone is also covered by federal law. So you have to look at both laws, state and federal. In Virginia, if I'm in a room and I carry a hidden tape recorder, that's perfectly legal, because only I have to consent to it, single party consent. Okay. But in some other states, it might be illegal. I would record it. I would want evidence that you are not involved in this scheme.
Okay, sounds good.
And if you have that, then I'm comfortable filing.
Okay. So because I had like chat messages, so I think that I will use that as an evidence.
Yeah, if you had chat messages and you thought the job offer was genuine and it was just not made up, and the companies are not trying to collude, I think it's safe to file. Why not?
Okay. And I do have another kind of an issue. So one of my I-983 form was delayed, and it wasn't filed to the service account.
Actually, the universities depends upon the DSOs. They do a data fix and they can probably fix that.
Okay.
Okay, so just be very nice to your DSO.
All right, I'll just give them a call right now.
Yep. Good luck.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Deeptimanji, go ahead.
Hello. Hi, Rajiv ji.
Hello, sir.
Always a pleasure to talk to you.
My pleasure.
Okay. So, I have my pending 485 for a few years now, and my EAD and AP combo card got expired in July of 2023. So now the question is, I got my EAD card. My spouse got a automatic revalidation of the EAD card, but our AP card is a separate card as of the new laws, right?
Not the law, but the procedures. Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm just trying to find out that how does it work out? I mean, is it that is the AVR valid for this kind of situation?
I do not know. Hold on one second. Let me think about this for a moment. You have your advance parole approved or your EAD approved? Normally they approve the EAD first.
Yes, I have my EAD approved.
Okay.
My wife's EAD is still
Okay.
pending.
You don't have
Both roles are pending.
Okay. You don't have an H1B visa stamp, H4 visa stamp on your passports?
Yes, the thing is like my employer. I'm in the same employer for the last 11 years, and they kept on renewing my H1B. The good thing about them is I have my H1 is valid till November, but I have a renewal of H1B and H4, which has already been filed.
Okay. So
We got
this is the law. If you travel while the advance parole is pending, you will have to come back and file the advance parole again. But you can travel as long as your visas are valid. Okay.
So visa means I do not have a stamping in my
then
passport.
You can't travel. You can't travel without advance parole. That would be abandonment of your 485 application.
Right. Yeah. So AVR does not apply.
There is no AVR in these cases. No.
Okay. One more question is, in this kind of a situation where advance parole is taking like 11.5 months now as of National Benefit Center.
Yeah.
So is it possible that I can use my H1B and do stamping, though I have a pending 485, pending AP and all those stuff?
But you can't travel outside, no? That's the problem.
Okay, so say for example, I get my AP in a couple of months, right? And I can travel. So with a valid AP card, can I apply for H1B and do stamping in foreign consulate?
Absolutely. We do it all the time. In fact, that is the smart thing to do. That leaves both options open to you. So yes, when you get your advance parole, go get your visa stamping in one of the neighboring countries, and that way you have two options. Okay.
Yeah, the reason is like the AP card is, I think they're giving for a year, and like I got to travel abroad because parents are abroad.
That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. There is no reason they should be giving it for 1 year. But anyhow.
This is too much actually. I mean, someone has to do that.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Last thing, I don't know whether it's in the scope of this discussion. If the aged parents B1, B2 gets expired, do they need to go for interview nowadays in the foreign consulate?
Probably not, because I think they would be covered by Dropbox, won't they? So double check that. I believe they'll be covered by the Dropbox if they apply within, I think it's right now 24 months. Okay.
What is 24 months?
Expiration, as long as your visa has not expired for 24 months. It used to be 12 months.
Okay.
During COVID, they made it 24. I don't think they've taken it back to 12 yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I have to get the information from the local consulate?
It should be in the consulate website. So just check US Consulate Dropbox India. Just search for those terms.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. Pradhanji, go ahead.
Hi, Rajiv ji. I have a question. Right now, I am on L2S visa and my H1 got approved. So I'm going for visa stamping this year end. So once I come back and if I'm looking for other jobs, I wanted to understand how does this H1, this transfer works. So if I'm looking for a job and, I find a job, I accept the offer and I put down my notice. So do they start the transfer at that time, or does it happen once I've completely leave my first job and then join the other company?
No, Ratika, this is the way it works. So first of all, you need to understand one principle. Let's say you have an employer X and you have an employer Y, which comes later. While you are working for X, you file for a transfer with Y. Okay. You wait until the Y gets approved. Now the legal principle is, just because Y's H1B is approved doesn't mean X's in H1B is invalid. Okay. So you can still
Okay.
give your 2 weeks notice or 1 month notice or even 3-4 months if you need to, and say, look, I'll be leaving. And once you leave them, you'll just join employer Y. There's no problem. That's perfectly legal.
So basically, once I accept the offer, they should start the transfer, and meanwhile, I'll put down my notice in my
Right.
ex company.
Right. The way I would do it, again, I don't know your case, but typically, if the case had any chances of iffiness, I would wait until the approval and then have you give the notice.
Oh, okay. So the other company would be ready to file the transfer without me having putting the notice in my first
That's
company.
up to them. I mean, that's the way I would. I almost
Okay.
all our clients understand then that, because there's insecurity in joining before, but sometimes the situation in the previous company is so horrible you just want to leave. So it's
Okay.
up to you and the company.
Okay, and one other question is it common to ask for the other company, the new company that we want to start, we want the perm process to be started as soon as we join, or is it not common and the companies won't
I
usually do?
actually have employers who will start it even before the employee joins. That's perfectly legal too.
Oh, so it's okay to ask, right?
अरे
Okay.
पूछने में क्या अर्ज है रतिका जी, ना ही कर देंगे ना, गोली तो नहीं
नहीं,
मार
आप
देंगे.
एक्सपर्ट, आपको पता होगा ना, so I don't want to be like कि ऐसा होता नहीं है and
नहीं,
I'm asking too much.
In this country, it's all up for negotiation.
Okay.
I would definitely ask, and they should understand that you have there's a certain level of insecurity in not having the green card in the process.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rajiv.
You're welcome, Ji. Good luck. Sandeep Ji, go ahead, please.
Hey, Rajiv. Thanks for taking the call.
Of course.
I'm in a situation, but I believe I did get a couple of questions answered through other folks that were asking. So my job is getting interrupted, and my end date is August 22nd, basically this coming Tuesday. And I've been looking out and trying to give some interviews. One of them at least is in the later stage.
Okay.
So trying to get some sense of what would be the timing that I should ensure so that the LCS are filed in time, because I believe 60 days counter.
So let's
put that up.
Yeah, let's do the overview real quickly. You were on H1B, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Now you got a notice saying, okay, you have to quit working. You quit working, but before you quit working or after you quit working, you got another paycheck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what period that last paycheck covers?
So that would be most likely 22nd, or it would be September 5th.
So your 60 days will begin the day after that period ends.
Okay.
Okay. So the 60 days are with the condition that your I-94 should be valid for more than 60 days. If your I-94 is valid for less than 60 days, then you are stuck with that lesser time. Okay.
Got it. I-94 is valid till November 2024.
Then you have no
so I'm good
issues.
on that.
So you have 60 days beginning from the date the pay period expires, as long as you were getting full pay for that.
Okay.
Okay. Does that help?
Yeah, and that helps. And one more thing is suppose if I get a job in company A, and if that is not my desirable job, and I'm also giving another interview with a different firm, and if I get that job, but by the time when they start processing, if it is already delayed, so the company A should have an approval.
Yeah, that's the bridge
that
petition
20, right?
we talked about, no? The bridge petition. So if it is not approved, then you'll have to go outside for visa stamping. वैसे संदीप जी, आप जैसे लोगों से I have to ask, आप सुना रहे हो कि जला रहे हो लोगों को? Because you have multiple job offers, and here people are hurting for jobs.
No, I do not have, but I'm saying I've been looking out for the roles.
Sometimes I have to.
When
Sometimes I do wonder. बता रहे हो कि जला रहे हो?
No. I do not have even one job, so I'm still struggling to get one. So I'm in a bad situation.
No, you'll be.
But my question was
you also have that B1, B2 option, remember? So
yeah.
So you can always do that if push comes to shove. Okay.
So what would you suggest, like in case if even the first company, if I'm not even getting that thing, like towards
I would do the
dates
B1,
are getting
B2.
finished?
Sandeepji, I'll do the B1, B2. If I were you, go to my blog. Our website is immigration.com. Go to my blog. The link is on the very top ribbon. And the third entry talks about how you should file B1, B2, what are the considerations, what kind of letter you should write, all of those things.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah. Good luck. Lokeshji, go ahead.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I am well, thank you. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, sir. Thank you for asking. So I have a scenario like which I need your suggestions on. So currently, I'm working on F1 OPT, sir, in the first year with a employer, and my H1 got picked in the first attempt of this year.
Wonderful.
So myself and my employer both discussed and finalized to go for only for consular approval to utilize my 3 years of OPT period.
Okay.
But for some reason, I'm not sure like what happened. 3 days back, I had received my I-797A, and in that document, it was mentioned that my H1 is approved along with the change of status effective from October 1st.
Okay. One thing, Lokeshji, I actually like converting to H1B personally because, see, what is the advantage of having an OPT? If you start your green card, you can extend your H1B indefinitely. There's no need to be miserly about hoarding your H1B. This is not your piggy bank. You don't need to hold on to it. So if I were you, I would be happy with it. I would just do the H1B and that's fine and start my green card as early as I can.
Yes, sir. So I would have done that, but here I have another scenario where I'm working for 2 companies on OPT legally. So I need to continue this for next another year as I have an agreement with another employer.
Okay, so you can also do this. Let's say the H1B is approved. Now the company that you're currently working with has a choice. Do you want to work for both employers?
Yes, sir.
So they can just do a concurrent H1B for you full-time or part-time. You can work for both companies.
Okay. So that can be applicable only after October 1st, right?
Yes. And you are, before October 1st, you are on OPT. Nothing is happening to you.
So one more question regarding the same, sir. So just in case, if I wanted to work for both on concurrent H1B, and what is the process I need to follow, and when should I start this process?
Nothing you need to do. The other company's lawyers will take care of it.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Fine, sure.
Good luck.
And if they don't agree to work on concurrent H1, so is there any probability or any case to move back to F1 OPT?
Oh, I think that's going to be complicated.
Okay.
What that will require is your employer must revoke your H1B. You talk to your DSO about this as well, because the DSO would have suspended your service. For them to reactivate your service, they need to see actual revocation by the USCIS. So you could have a gap in your work. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be complicated. It can be done at least theoretically. Okay.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. I'll look after what you have suggested. Thank you so much.
Good luck. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Okay. Hey guys, I was going to do a hard stop at 1:30. I can make a little bit of room after I speak with Likhita ji. I think we have about room for 14 more people. And that's still going to take me way over my time. But if you guys, I don't know how to do this because there are just way too many people. We can't deal with everybody's questions today. I've been doing occasional chats in between Thursdays also whenever I get a little time. So yeah, let's just do that. Let me do these calls that I can today. I'll take maybe 15 more people. And after that, I'll just watch out for my information stream on LinkedIn. Whenever I get some time, I usually just open the conference and talk to people. Okay, so let's just do that. Sorry about that, guys. I already told you I've only got until 1:30. I can go a little bit over, I guess. Let me pull up as many people as I can. Likitaji, can you just hold on one more second? I'll be right with you.
Sure.
Let me see how many people I can pull up. I think I can do 14 more people. Manoj Kumar, Hindolaji, Ujas, Abhishek. And then Prithvi, why are you back again? I just talked to you. Okay, I thought I talked to you. And then there is Ananya. And then there is Sahiti. And then there is Shwetali. And Meenakshi. Let me see how many people I can pull up. I'll finish the ones that are here. The others will have to wait when I can open the link again. Let's see. Let's keep going. Chaitanya. It's going to stop at some point. It's going to say I can't bring up any more people. Rima. I think Rima came up. I don't know. I hope so. Saran Kappa is the first few letters that I can read. Then I have Shahryar. Let's see. And then I have Rajesh. Oh no, I can't pull up any more people. Sorry guys, this is very tense. It says the speaker limit has been reached. Okay, sorry. Rest of you folks, I will definitely try to connect with you either over the weekend or over the next week before Thursday, okay? All right. Likitaji, thanks for your patience. Boliye, how can I help you?
Hi Rajiv, thanks for taking this session. So I am on F1 and my husband came here on business visa. So he came on May and it's been like 3 months now. And luckily his H1B got picked up in first lottery itself and they have filed it, but they didn't go for a premium processing or change of status. And unfortunately, I was not aware of the H1 process. So my question is, can he travel now to India while H1B is filed? Will there be any risk for him if H1B is approved, or if there is any RFE? I mean, like, if
No,
I want,
I think that's the right thing to do because they've applied for consular processing, right?
actually they have kept the Indian address and as well as the address in US also.
No, that's not what I'm asking. There, you should ask the lawyers, have you filed it with change of status or consular processing? Let me make one thing clear. Nothing stops him from traveling. That's perfectly fine. Only thing is, he has to apply for a visa before he can come back, right? So, my only concern is when somebody tries to apply from B1, B2, which is a short-term visa, to H1, government can look upon that as misuse of or fraudulent use of the B1 visa. So I'd be careful about that. You need to have a detailed conversation with your lawyers or your husband's lawyers. There's nothing wrong with traveling, but as to whether the petition was properly filed with all precautions, I can't say. It's your lawyers who can tell you that.
Okay. Because it was picked after the visa is approved. So
yeah, but I still would not have filed it as a change of status. So I really don't know, ma'am. I don't know what to tell you. I can answer one part of your question, which is, can he travel? Absolutely. Has his petition been properly filed to take proper precautions? Talk to the lawyers. I'm sure they would have taken care of that. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks, Rajiv.
You're welcome, ma'am. Okay, let's go. Prithvi sir, you're back again. What happened?
Hey, sorry, Rajivji. I just accidentally raised it. I don't have any questions.
Oh, okay. Let me pull one more person then instead of you. 1 second. I think there was Rajesh I was trying to pull up. Yeah, let me pull him up. Rajesh, I'm trying to bring you. Okay, good. You are here. All right. So this is my last panel of people. And then rest of people I'll reach out during the weekend or week. Okay. Ujas, go ahead, Ujasji. Mr. Bhatt. He's gone. Okay. Uday Kumar. What happened? Why are people not talking to me? Meenakshi, can you talk to me, Meenakshi ji?
Hello, Rajiv sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Hi.
So thank you for doing this. However, this question is for a friend of mine. She's currently living in India and she's married to a US citizen.
Okay.
And now the problem is, I would want to understand, she's going to be married to a US citizen.
Okay.
So the best situation for her is it to come to, she says that, to register the marriage, the person has to be physically present in the US, in the court. So for that to happen, is the best situation, an F1? Or, she has to wait back, get married in India and then wait until for 3-4 years for the whole process of spouse to, visa to take hold. Like, what's the easiest methods for her to migrate?
Okay, so that's a very long discussion. Okay.
Oh, I see.
It's not something I'm going to be able to do right now. What I would suggest is tell them to look at the option of a filing for green card as well as K1 and K3 visas. K as in kite, K1 and K3 visas. Okay?
Okay. Green card for her and all of this, or are there
look at all three options.
Oh, okay. So I understand it as green card or K1 and K3, right?
Yes, exactly. Okay.
All right.
And
F1 is the
once they
usual.
have looked at all that, if they have any sharpened questions, I'll try to answer them here. But don't try to do anything fancy like trying to come on a tourist visa. Don't try to game the system. Whatever time it takes, it takes. The only safe visas other than K1, K3 and green card are H1 or L1 visas. So if she can qualify for those, then marriage is wonderful. There's no problem. She can come and go as she pleases. Okay.
What about the case of an F1, sir? Would that also work in the?
Okay, come back to me, Meenakshi ji. Do some homework, then come back to me with a specific question. I'll do my very best to help you. Okay.
All right.
Good
Thank
luck.
you, sir.
You're welcome. Mr. Bhatt, Ujas ji, go ahead.
Yes, Rajiv, thank you. So I have a question. I am currently on H1B visa here with the I-140 approved. My wife is on H4 and my son is also on H4, and my wife has the H4 EAD as well. Is it mandatory if I being a H1B candidate relocate to the client location or within the 50-mile MSA of the client location, does H4 visa holder mandatorily need to relocate it with the H1B?
No,
or
not
can
at all.
reside anywhere in the US
Not at all.
irrespective of the client
Not at all. You are married, but not that married. So she can continue to.
Yeah, because I had to kind of counter this argument and conversation within my internal team to convince them, because ultimately it seems like they have been adamant to kind of move which I was against, because my son is in high school, so I wanted to make sure it's not the case.
You tell them Rajiv says there's no such requirement, and I dare you to find me that requirement in law.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Rajiv ji. And
You're
the second question is, I wanted to understand the USCIS link and the rule book and the specific rule defined about this 50-mile MSA client locations and the H1B has to reside within
Okay, so
that.
let me give you the short version of it. Okay, there's a whole history of this provision, and I have actually testified in courts about this. The bottom line is, this is the way I do it for my clients. The words used in the regulations are normal commuting distance. They are not 50 miles. Okay. I have won cases with 70 miles, 75, even 80 miles in New York, New Jersey area, because it's common for people to travel that much distance. for a job. Okay. So 50 miles is just a kind of a rough guess. Now, the way I do it, if the client is the same and the project is the same and the move is within normal commuting distance, I do not file an amendment. I just post an LCA in the new location. Okay. If the client changes or the project changes and the changes even in the same building, I would still file an amendment. Okay. Then I don't think about the distance. Why? Because the decision that the government, I forget the name of the case, I can never remember the case. The decision that the government gave was very narrowly limited. It only talked about 50 miles, assuming that everything else remains the same. In my view, if the project or the client changes, an amendment should be filed, even if there's no change in location.
Agreed, Rajiv ji. So amendment is one component of it, right? Well, let's say if I'm from Virginia and I have a project and the client who is from Florida, naturally the amendment is required because Virginia and Florida are far apart.
Absolutely.
Now the question is, if client is okay, me being working from the Virginia locations, despite filing the H1B amendment and having an address, is the residing within the 50-mile MSA of the client location, which is Florida, is mandatory while for H1B?
No,
is that something?
Absolutely not. I have people working from California on DC projects for the last 5 years.
Exactly. So I wanted to understand what is the legal document, URL link, rule book, and specific rule where I can find this.
Oh, please don't try to do this yourself. Get yourself a lawyer, tell them to talk to your team. This is absolute nonsense.
Then you will be my single source of.
No, I'll be happy to. I'll be happy to. I mean, I can tell you where to go, but you're going to have to butt your head against a lot of legal documentation. One is USCIS policy manual. You can Google that. The second would be, again, you can Google this because the regulations are now wonderfully available on the web. 8 CFR section 214.2.
8 CFR
section 214.2. Now, CFR means Code of Federal Regulations. Okay. So volume 8, regulation number 214.2. That regulation has all the visas from A to, I guess, U. Okay. So subsection A is diplomatic visa. Subsection F is student visa. You know, F1 visa, student visa. Subsection H is H1 visas, H2 visas, H3 visas. So H4 visas. You're going to have to go through that. And if you look long enough and hard enough, you'll find the solution.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Rajiv. This is quite valuable and helpful. And I'll reach out to you separately also on something else.
Of course.
But thank you so much.
Problem. Good luck.
Really
sir.
appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Uday Kumar ji. Can you hear me? Uday Kumar? Oh, this is a shame. Uday ji?
This is, you missed me?
Sorry? Uday? I don't know what is going on. Abhishek ji, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Hi, Rajiv ji. How are you?
I am well. Thank you, Abhishek ji.
Yeah, thank you. So I have like one quick scenario with me. Actually, I was there in US for 6 years, and before my max out, I came to Canada, and while coming to Canada, I got my 140 approved, and 10 days left on my existing H1 getting max out. So and with my with the same employer, no employer change, with the same employer, I moved to Canada. And customer change, that is fine, no problem. And from Canada, I got my L1A done.
Oh, good.
So yeah, so means like interview is pending. That will be done by end of this November.
But Singh Saab, how long have you been outside USA?
It's almost like 1.5 years.
Oh, good. Then you have 7 years of
I moved.
Yeah, then you have 7 years.
From US February 2022.
Okay, then you are fine, because if it was less than less than
1 year.
1 year, then
Because
you would
the
have a
cooling period is
problem.
there.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead. Okay, so you
so
are
cooling
going.
period is done after.
Yeah.
After cooling period, my current employer get the L1A done.
Good. Yeah. Okay, that was good.
With a new role. Only my point is like two things is that what will happen on 140, which is approved on EB2 on H1.
Well, you
Can be transferred to EB1.
Yeah, what you will do is when you file your EB1C green card, you will ask for the priority date from the old EB2 I-140, and that will be only good to transfer the priority date. You don't need the rest of it anyway. Okay.
Okay, so that EB2 only the priority date can be transferred, or that EB2 140 can be utilized for EB1 GC filing?
No, you have to do EB1 GC filing separately. It's a different
So that is
I-140.
a altogether new process.
It's just a new I-140. That's all. No big deal.
Okay, and so existing EB2 I-140 will still be valid if I move to US and something not went well with a current employer.
If you want to fall back upon the old I-140 and the same job is still available, sure, why not? You can use that I-140.
And I can transfer from L1A to H1 based on the I-140.
You should be able to. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too, sir. Bye-bye. One more try for Uday Kumar. Uday ji? Arre bhai. Okay. Hindola ji, go ahead. Hindola Kancharla. I think people are having difficulty unmuting themselves. Manoj ji, go ahead. Manoj.
Hi Rajiv ji, thank you. How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. So my question is like I'm on initial OPT F1.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like I have like multiple employers like for the full times I'm working for company A and company B.
Okay.
So I asked this question like previously because you said like we can work for 2 employers at a time on OPT.
Mm-hmm.
So my initial OPT is going to end this like in December this year.
Mm-hmm.
So for initial in order to apply for the STEM OPT extension, I need to like I have form like I-765, right?
Mm-hmm.
My employer need to be verified, right? So which employer I have to give, like employer A or employer B?
Okay, first of all, when you get your STEM OPT extension, which is I guess what you're trying to do, are you going to start working with or continue working with the same 2 employers, or do you want to go with one employer?
So I just want to ask, like, is there any issue with working with just one, or we can carry with both of them?
You can carry on with 1 or 2. Talk to your DSO.
Okay.
The DSO will need to update your documentation. I think the best way to do it would be, again, this is my instinct, would be to choose one employer, do the STEM OPT EAD through them. Once the EAD comes through, you can go back to your DSO and say, I want to join the second employer also. Update your paperwork, and now you can work for both employers.
So for in OPT, like we can do with a number of employers, right? No hours constraints.
Common sense. I mean, if you say I'm going to work 50 hours a day, that's probably not going to work on Earth. May work on Mars.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, just asking.
Yeah. So common sense would be the limit, I guess. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Uday Kumar, Hindola, Kancharla, guys. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Sahiti Agasti. Sahiti ji, go ahead.
Hi, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, I was on H1 visa since last October.
Mm-hmm.
I got laid off in mid-July.
Okay.
And I have exhausted like 1 month of my unemployment days, and I'm just left with the remaining 1 month.
Okay.
And right now I don't have any offer in my hand.
Okay.
So I just want to know like what options do I have with me right now?
If you are married, H4 is the option. If you're not married, B1, B2 is an option.
I have been hearing a lot about B1, B2, but then people are really not sure about, how
Well,
to
see,
convert to H1
listen,
once.
when you are sick, you call your doctor. You don't listen to people. And similarly, when you have a legal issue, you talk to a lawyer. So the answer is B1, B2. Okay?
Okay, so I just want to know, like, if there are any issues while converting from B2 to H1 once we get an offer.
Read my blog, and if you still have questions, come back and ask me. Okay? It's going to be a long discussion.
Yeah.
Sahiti, I have other people waiting. I can't take time on basic stuff that's already available outside. Take a look at my blog on immigration.com, read through, sharpen your questions, come back and talk to me.
Sure, sir.
All right. Good luck. Chaitanya ji, go ahead, please.
Hello, Rajiv ji. Thanks a lot for conducting this.
Of course.
I have a quick couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
So currently, I am on H1B visa. I already have a approved I-140
Okay.
from employer A.
All right.
Employer A. I changed the employer. Now my current employer is doing my green card. It is in the middle of the process.
Okay.
So for now, I have to visit a different country
Okay.
for a business purpose.
Okay.
And since I came over here on my F1 visa, I have not been back to India yet.
Okay.
So I do not have a single stamp.
Okay.
So my question was, as I'm going to Japan for my business trip, so is it advisable to do a visa stamping in Japan? Or
Well-
I have to go to India to get it
No,
stamped?
you can, theoretically at least, you can get your visa stamping done anywhere. But if you do it from India, you should get an interview waiver. Why? Because you have a successful visa stamping for F1 from India. I'm assuming your visa, no, you have never had a visa denial of any kind from India, have you?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So therefore you are entitled to, or at least you are eligible for interview waiver. So India would be the logical choice if you want to avoid an unnecessary interview. But if you want to go to Mexico and get your visa stamp before you even travel, that might not be such a bad idea. Okay. But you can apply in Japan. Nothing stops you from doing that.
Okay. The only reason I was asking is because I was initially planning to go in India, and I have both interview waiver, the Dropbox as well as interview. But my thing was because I'd never been in India other than F1 stamping. So
Yeah, that's fine.
Is it advisable to
Yeah,
go for
why
a
not?
interview just to
Why-
make sure everything is good?
Why not, Chaitanya ji? That's very normal for a student.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks a lot, sir.
You're welcome. Good luck. Uday Kumar. One more time I'm trying Uday. Okay. Rima Joshi, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Rajiv ji. Let me explain you my situation. That currently I'm on F1 COS and I'm working full time. But I came here on H4 visa, but I previously rejected 3 times on F1.
Okay.
Yeah. So my question is can I visit Canada? So
Oh, yeah.
do I need to go through stamping?
No, hang on. You are here on H4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of visa do you need a visa stamping, or you just want to travel to Canada?
I just want to travel to Canada, but
No
I
problem.
do not have F1 visa stamping.
No problem. That should be fine. The denials should not stop you from being able to take benefit of the AVR that I was talking about today, if you heard it, automatic visa revalidation, as long as your trip is 30 days or less, and you should be fine to come back in. I don't see why not. I would just carry some evidence that you're attending school. That's the only thing I would do.
Okay, so my school is completed and I'm working full time.
To just carry some evidence. First of all, get your I-20 endorsed for travel by your DSO. Then carry your EAD with you, and also maybe a few pay stubs, and maybe even a letter from the employer that you're currently employed. None of this will probably be required, but it's always better to be prepared. Okay.
See. Okay, and I just have one last question.
Sure.
That my husband has applied for like PR, that the Canada government started like on H1, and they can apply for PR.
Okay.
So I am dependent on that one. So if by any chance, if it will get approved, does it affect
No.
on my F1 status in
No,
US?
not at all. I don't see any effect on it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. That sounds good. Yeah, that answered my question though.
Good
I'm
luck.
so confused. Thank you so much.
No problem,
Yeah.
Rimaji. Good luck. Nageshji, go ahead.
Hi, Rajiv sir. Very good afternoon, and thank you for hosting this call.
My pleasure.
My question is, I'm currently on F1 STEM OPT, and I'm looking to start my own firm. As per your blogs, I understood that either a OPT student can start on his own, or an H1 or someone who is on H1 can either invest or can participate on concurrent visa. But how does it works for someone who is on STEM and looking to start his own firm?
Nagechi, it's a little complicated. I've mentioned this before, that the way the USCIS might look at the situation and the way consulates look at the situation would be different. So, for example, let's say you wanted to have a company, your own company, and you wanted to engage in OPT with your own company or through your own company, you would need to have an employer-employee relationship with your company, which basically means somebody can fire you. Now, that could be as simple as having shareholders and board of directors agreement that says that even though you are the CEO, etc. And then you have to make sure, and that they can fire you. And you have to make sure that you are still engaging in your own area of study. So in other words, if you are studying technology, you can't have a shoe store. Okay. So so that's one. It's complicated. It's not going to be easy. But I would suggest that you talk with the lawyer, chart out the entire strategy, be aware of risks. We won't have time to discuss that here. But in a nutshell, it is possible but not advisable.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now,
so my question, can I do it as my second employment? Suppose if I
why
make
not?
a business
Yeah,
entity?
I think so. I think so. I had a case, I keep referring to it, a couple of years ago, when a young lady could not find an employment. She was a graphics designer. So we talked about it, and I said, yeah, you can freelance. Make sure you keep track of your hours so that you can prove that you are working at least 20 hours each week. And she actually traveled to India, came back. She had no difficulty. They asked for her paperwork. She showed it. She was fine.
Okay.
So theoretically possible, but it raises some practical issues. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you so much for answering.
You're welcome. Ananya ji, go ahead. Ananya Raghupati.
Hello. Hi, Rajiv sir. How are you doing?
I'm well, ma'am. How are you? Ananya ji, we lost you. Oh no. Ananya? Yeah, this system is, I don't know what's wrong with this system. I wish we had a better system.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, now you are. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Yeah. Hi, Rajiv sir. So I'm actually on my F1 first year of OPT visa.
Okay.
And I'm employed by Nationwide, but unfortunately they don't sponsor like a STEM extension.
Okay.
So, but they do support day one CPT. So I was kind of looking at those options.
Okay.
So you think if I just go through that route to kind of maintain status instead of pursuing STEM extension, since like the job market is not great right now?
See, if you think about it as maintaining status, I think that would be the wrong objective. I'm not sure how much I agree with that. But if your thought was, look, the job market is bad, I don't want to look for a job right now, and I can enhance my career by taking another degree, that probably would be, that would be okay, I think. So,
Got it.
if you have a degree in computer science and you wanted to do a degree in data analytics or something, which focuses your career more or automation or something like that, or robotics, we could say that you are basically enhancing your career. And I think that's okay.
Okay, all right. And the follow up to that is, I think right now, because I've done a master's in data science, so I think like going forward, the only degree which I would kind of like to do later on is an MBA. So do you think I can do MBA on like day one CPT? Would that be fine?
This is something I'm making a guess at. So I would say, yeah, it sounds okay. If you feel that you want to become a technocrat, a manager, so why not?
Right.
I think that should be okay.
Got it. All right. And in case in these 2 years I don't get picked to, I am considering doing a second day one CPT. That's a DBA. That's a doctoral program.
Yeah.
So would that be an issue? It's okay to go ahead and do day one CPT programs, right?
Why not? Because if you are pursuing a PhD, definitely. Okay.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, that's all, Rajiv. So thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Rajesh ji, go ahead. Rajesh Papulu.
Hi, sir.
Hello, sir.
Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah, thanks for connecting this section, sir. I'm in different scenario, like I'm planning to pursue masters in coming spring 2024, and I got couple of admits also in like Arizona State University and some big universities.
Okay.
But my confusion is that my wife was already in F1 OPT. She completed graduation in a couple of months back, and she started working there. So some people, everyone suggesting that if you go for F1 visa, and the visa officer will think that you are the potential immigrant and you may get less chances of getting visa. And some other telling that go for a dependent visa and convert and go, and from there you can convert from F1.
Rajesh ji, can I take Saranka Pani ji first, because your conversation might be a little longer.
Yeah.
So hold on 1 second. I'll be right with you.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Sure. Narayanan ji, go ahead.
Sir, Namaste, sir. This is Sarangapani. Sir, actually, I applied for H1B visa. It got approved by USCIS. Later, I appeared for Dropbox interview on 27th of June. After submitting all my passport, all the document, after a week, I got information. Then I appeared. Then returned my passport along with one notice 221G saying that you need to appear for interview for physically. They mentioned on 13th July. They were also given the date. Then appeared on interview physically. I appeared on interview on Chennai location on 13th July. They asked for some basic document like in-client letter, employment letter, basic document. That's it. There's no much of questions asked during that time. Then they said actually they told me to wait. Then after some time, they said actually it will take more time for us to process. So you need to wait. Then I returned my passport. So they did not do anything. Still, my status is 221G, administrative processing, sir. So how can I follow up?
You can't. You can't. It's gonna take whatever time it takes. You can have your company's lawyers follow through if you want, but it's going to take whatever time it takes. So you're gonna have to just be patient. Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Good luck, sir.
Sir, is there, sir, one more question? Sir, is there just my curiosity? I'm 55 years, almost 30 years of experience. Can I go for some courses? Can I join the Canada or US? Is it possible?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I don't see why you cannot. If you're a genuine student and you want to go to school, age should not be a barrier. I'm ready to go get a degree in computer engineering now.
Oh, I see.
So,
That's good, sir. That's good, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much for your
welcome.
time, sir.
Bye-bye. Okay. Rajesh, back to you. So, see, what happens is, this is the way I approach these things. First of all, remember, F1 visa is completely at the discretion. 1 second. Uday, can you hear us? Uday Kumar?
Yes, Rajesh.
Oh, very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Very good. Just stay on. I'll take your call at the last. Just mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Good. I thought we had lost you. Okay. So Rajeshji, it's very difficult to
Yes, sir.
determine whether the consulate is going to approve your student visa or not. The way I approach it, knowing the law and knowing how things are in practice, I always do this. I just want to make sure that the consular officer can see that I'm a genuine student. Okay. How do I prove that? I should have a history of academics, good academics. I should be going to a good school. Okay. There should be a career progression. If I have worked for a couple of years, it should look like I'm going back to school for a reason. So if you are truly a genuine student, I think your chances are better. As to, well, my wife is there and that might become a problem. Sure, all of them can become a problem. It's up to the consulate. But I think your best approach is to be honest and just go with what you want to do. That's the way I would do it.
Sir, another one small doubt. Can we go for dependent visa and can we convert to F1, sir? What are the
Yes, you
chances
can.
of getting dependent visa?
Yes, you can. I think chances of getting F2 and F1 are about the same. That's the way I see it.
Okay.
F2 might be a little better because you are going to go join your wife. That might be a little better. But if you are a genuine student with a good history, I think F1 is just as easy or as difficult.
Because in F2, I have seen one problem, sir. Because I have 9 years of experience, still I'm working. And if I apply for F2, they may think that they won't believe I will go reach the US and I will sit idle. They think that I will have to start working and finding jobs.
Yeah,
So
but then
I'm thinking,
Rajeshji, they could be thinking the same thing if you applied for an F1, right? It's the same thing. That's the way I
but
see it.
F1 I got a good university and everything is fine.
Then
So just I'm
I
confused
think
with both visas.
I think it's a difficult choice, but I already told you my choice. Because if you're going to a good school and you have a career in mind, I think F1 is the better choice for you. Okay?
Okay.
Good luck.
Sir, any other chance for if you go applying for B1, B2 visa?
No,
and we
don't
can
do that.
convert
Don't do that. Don't mess up your case. Either apply for
Okay,
F2
sir.
or apply for F1. Don't go for B1, B2.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, sir.
Rajiv Sai.
Good luck. Udayji, go ahead. Udayji, go ahead. Uday Kumar.
Rajesh, sir.
Hanji, sir.
So actually, I'm on initial OPT and end date is December 2023.
Okay.
I told my previous employer file H1B,
Okay.
but they filed H1B without, and it is in review. What
They
are my
filed. Hang on.
options to
Hang on. They filed H1B without what?
Yes,
Without. I don't understand. Without what?
without my consent.
Oh, without your consent. Okay. This is your current employer?
No, this is my previous employer.
Your previous employer. Okay. By the way, you are cutting up, so I can hear gaps in your voice. So just talk a little slowly.
Yes.
So, okay. So the previous employer applied for your H1B. Did they apply for the lottery or they applied for the whole H1B? Can't hear you there.
For whole H1B.
Okay. Why would they do that? They're spending a few $1,000s. That's strange. Okay. So
Because like they haven't paid me for 3 months.
Okay.
Holding that, and they're using that money.
Oh, so by the way, if you are on a student status and they don't pay you, you can file a complaint against them with the local workforce agency. Which state were you working in, sir?
I'm in Texas, and the consultant.
It should be, I think it's Texas Workforce Commission. Hold on one second. Yeah, it's Texas Workforce Commission. Just call Texas Workforce Commission, file a complaint. They'll get your money for you, won't cost you anything. Okay, that's one thing.
What about my
Your H1B, you don't want your H1B?
No, I don't want it.
That is a big problem with this process. You have no control over it. So, you know that the H1B has been approved?
No, it's not approved. It's in review.
Okay. What you want to do is you want to call the USCIS and file a complaint right away. Just say this was...
I complained them, but it's not my application, so they cannot.
Yeah, but you need to also open a case with the Ombudsman's office. You know what the Ombudsman is?
Yes, you shared with me and I raised the request, but it responded me anything.
Okay. Now you talk to your DSO also. Okay. Ask your DSO what they suggest. Talk to your DSO in school.
Okay.
Okay. Tell them I don't want this. I haven't asked it. They have docked 3 months of salary and they have filed this H1B. And I'm filing a complaint with the Texas Workforce Commission. I've also filed a complaint with the Ombudsman's office. I've talked to the USCIS. They said they can't do anything because it's not my case. Well, it may not be your case, but the change of status is your case. You know, the H1B may not be your case, but the change of status is your case. So I would do these 3 things. You've done the USCIS, you've done the Ombudsman. Now talk to your DSO.
Sure.
Let's see what they say. And by the way, also talk to SEVIP, SEVP. SEVIP actually talks to students. Just discuss this issue with them also.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
SEVIP, SEVP. They are the people who maintain the SEVIS. No, SEVIP is the agency that maintains the SEVIS. Okay. Actually, your DSO will talk to SEVIP anyway. All right.
Okay.
So do that. Hey guys, I've got to run. I'll talk to you again during the week sometime, or if I can do it over the weekend. We have calls every Thursday. So today we were going to hard stop at 1:30. It's just a few minutes over. So good luck everyone. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.